All right, hello, hello. Sorry, Miss Rachel got taken off the tablet. We were trying to get it back on there real quick. ah, gotta love that high pollen. All right, so Tuesday. Got a few headlines this morning. Nothing spectacular, right? Um, yeah, pretty flat this morning. Again, this is a holiday week. Not holiday. Well, I guess it is holiday, but not in the traditional sense. So rather slow with economic news releases. So right now you can see the biggest mover on the board is that pound yen out there. And that is just reversing from yesterday, seeing the pound, I'm sorry, the dollar yen. The pound yen is also reversing back to the downside, although the pound is not really getting much strength. The euro pound is at 1 right now in 24 hours, so not too much in there. And we said yesterday, sorry, got that like porcupine in my throat still not coming out. Um, we said that there was so much yen weakness yesterday. Expect a reversal coming back again. The euro yen, pound yen, dollar yen, Aussie yen, they were all more or less at the same place. They pushed farther up. So where we are right now, again, seeing a little dollar weak this morning, obviously, except versus the Swiss. Again, you're seeing it versus the euro, the pound, the Aussie, dollar CAD also reversing back down again. Continuing to see that, and again, some of that may be this S&P Case Shiller Index declining again. We do have some comments. Nothing earth shattering, I would say. Bailey made some interesting comments as well, talking about the UK. And again, SVB's collapse was the fastest since borrowing. It's not a big deal. Credit Suisse was a company problem, a company specific problem. Absolutely 100%. We all knew that. That was from, improprieties they had last year and it just kind of spilled over, which we knew. And that's why we're not seeing a whole lot of talk about it. I don't think any of these features of the recent bank problems are causing stress in the UK. That's great news for the UK. Um, we're in a period of heightened tension and alertness. I 100% agree with this. I think Bailey's dead on that one. And we'll keep a close eye on the bank funding costs. So, really, everything that Bailey said was, I think, spot on. I don't think he's delusional in any of his comments out here. And again, I 100% agree with the Credit Suisse situation. As far as problems for UK banks, we haven't heard a lot. And as many problems as the UK has had, you would think that they would have had some more, major problems. And we haven't really heard anything coming up. That no smoke, no fire thing. Um, and absolutely agree about this one. The heightened tension and alertness. You guys know how it goes. Once one bad thing happens, you tend to it tends to continue to push from there. So, you know, overall, that's really the only headlines. Kuroda spoke, not a whole lot. Lagarde spoke, not a ton of stuff in there. Eh, Eh, not a whole lot. So we do have consumer confidence coming in. It's expected to drop a little bit. And then I think rich manufacturing is really kind of the big thing we're looking at today. It's not considered as big of a mover as the consumer confidence is, but the other two, when I say the other two, I mean Empire and Philly, both got decimated. So it's expected to be -10. Could it be much worse and be a red day? Sure, it could. Absolutely. And then tonight we also have the CPI, right? Expected to be 7.2, showing that it's coming down. This could be an interesting release to see what happens with the dollar today. Could be a nice little reversal point. Again, at 8:30, you'll have no European influence, as well as you will have no U.S. influence into this one. So, it is what 12 hours away or 11 hours away from right now. So we definitely have some time to prepare for that one. Um, hold on one sec. Um, So again, could provide some nice opportunity right now with this pushing up. I think it makes a lot of sense because again, if it comes in as expected, that's actually been a negative number. So again, with this rallying up today, this could be leading to a nice little reversal in the Aussie yen. Now, in the next 24 hours, and again, look, this is everything. If I click even small, you can see there's a whole lot of small stuff. We got pending home sales expected to be down, which is not necessarily great. We got some, meeting notes from the FPC in the pound. A little bit of monetary supply, bar speaking, crude oil expected to be 1.1, not a whole lot, and that's it. There's nothing. If I remove all the low impact news, we have one thing: pending home sales. And again, we knew why. The big increase last time. Um, I don't know. The reason it was there last time is because with everything going on, there was that interest rate drop. I don't think we have necessarily the same scenario right now. So, you know, eh, expect to be negative. It's kind of, I would say it's more of a localized thing than, overall kind of just what, the big market is looking at. All right, so that's the next 24 hours. Not a lot of excitement and fun. Thursday, Thursday we actually have something, and it's actually a final number and some claims. So that's the best we got all week. So again, these things, slow weeks happen. So, starting off with the VIX. VIX is up. It says it's up 1.9. Is it really? I mean, it kind of came down yesterday and then kind of found the bottom, found the buyers over here, and kind of pushed up a little bit. But reality is, once we get that, that consumer confidence out, um, eh, I don't really see much today unless there's like a surprise headline. Um, Hold on one sec, guys. Melissa just messaged me. Okay, good. So I would expect that it probably starts to deteriorate down again. Again, right now the sentiment looks like it's a little bit negative, but nothing earth shattering. NQ down, ES down a little bit. The dollar, again, we had a nice little kind of rally up yesterday, a nice push back down again. And if you look at it, really where the median price is, right around this 102.50, 102.60 ish, we're kind of sitting right there. I mean, we had a European session drove us up, and then 5:30 reversal brought us right back down again. So a little bit lower lows, but we're not really clearing this 102 area. We're kind of just, and this is a 15-minute chart, so it's not even this exciting in reality. As you're walking or crawling, but all it was an up, a down, and we're right back to where we were. So not really a lot of direction. Maybe consumer confidence moves this one a little bit, but I feel like people just really don't know. Apple and Tesla both down, and again, you're seeing NQ is down the most at 6.8. Crude going in the wrong direction. Yeah, it's barely up. It's at point 0.1, but come on. It's at 72, almost 73. We need to go in the other direction. And our buddy natural gas down to 205, getting super, super close, right? Being down there. And again, you can see we did briefly touch down to 202. So, we mentioned this short. And again, it's still continuing to push down. Gold up just a little bit. Silver down just a little bit again. Kind of split there. Again, there's not enough factors out there right now really driving it. And again, it's kind of, is it done much since yesterday? Nah, not really. I mean, we were sitting here. It kind of went up a little bit, went down a little bit, kind of went back up a little bit. We're just basing. So, silver, kind of the same thing. Again, we went to the bottom of the channel, kind of the top of the channel, went back down again. And some people are like, oh, it's broken. Maybe. It's still kind of right around that 23, right? We talked about really kind of breaking this channel, and maybe it's just a slight adjustment more this way. Is kind of what we're looking at. So I wouldn't say silver really has any kind of crazy trajectory right now either. Now, we did mark this one off, and again, it kind of went just like a pitch. I don't even think it's not even the full. It's not even the spread above. We went just a little bit above this late last night at about midnight and kind of formed this reversal. And then we took this one down. So we were calling for a pull, kind of a short position over here. The confirmation actually did come in right here, right below that level, which again is not necessarily the worst thing in the world to take. And right now, again, we had to push down. I don't know. Let's see. Did it get some artificial help in there? Not really. Maybe. Hold on. Nah, not really. Either draw. There's no artificial help in there. So, um, um, get her an email just real quick. She's gonna go in a meeting for the next 2 hours, so it's kind of like, oh god. So I do like this one on the downside. We do know that sellers are coming in. There's a lot of problems sitting right there. It's been there before. It was at 50%. It hasn't moved all the way down, and really we ran out of steam at that 530 window. So, if the trajectory today is going to be weak dollar, we should continue to see this test. But again, we typically see strong dollar roll back in when the U.S. session rolls in. So if this continues to push down, that's kind of what we talked about. Now we do have news tonight. Now that news is sitting. What is it? Is it 8:30? Right. So we're at 20:30. Let's take this. Let's move this, and let's see. So that's where we're really looking for price to be tonight, to see if it's going to be a pre-market or post-market type move. Again, where it is right now with the lower lows, it does look like the dollar is going to roll back in again. I'm kind of hoping that it just continues to drive higher and comes up here. I like this as a level better. It can absolutely get up there. It's only about 35 pips, so definitely in 12 hours it can move that far. Um, the reason why is this is so much junk. I mean, yes, there is absolutely a zone there, but we've already taken this off once. Look how many times it's hit it and hit it again and hit it again, hit it again, hit it again, hit it again. It's hit it so many times. I would rather not use that as a long, but unfortunately, that may be kind of where we're looking, right? Um, yeah, it's just what we got, right? It's just what we got, and unfortunately, with lack of any major catalyst, everything is so slow moving now. So again, if you're short, well, again, you're up what 2 to I don't know. I mean, let's see. I don't think you're out yet. There's your confirmation coming in. Take that to the top. 1 to 3 was right there. So, now you're about a 1 to 1. At its peak, you were at 2.5. So, I think it's a fine place to have it. We'll see. Now we get with the U.S. coming on board. So, I don't know. If you're in, you're in. If you're not in, it's not worth getting in right now. It's already tested, so don't try it. But I think the biggest thing we're looking for is whether a push down to here. Right. I think that's a potential level to look out for, and ideally this 72.20 right there. Right. One of those two levels is really what I'm looking for news. Right now we're kind of smack in the middle. All right. We can continue that across too. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but it's kind of what we're looking for. All right. Aussie yen. So I think Aussie yen is probably going to be the better play tonight. Now, this one, 0.05. It really hasn't moved much. Yesterday, we're sitting right in this area. Kind of went down a little bit, kind of went up a little bit, ran into these people, which we knew we were going to have problems. We knew the green was right above it. I want to see where we are tonight for this because I think this is going to probably be the play. Um, we know we have a level up top. Again, if we continue to see that Aussie strength, it needs to move 74. Now, the 4-hour ATR is 54. I'm sorry, 45. Can it go that far? Yes. With a day with no news, I don't know. That consumer confidence is going to have to drive the yen. We'll need some help with it. Vice versa on the other side, there are some okay levels, but unfortunately, it's been so in the last 24 hours, it's been so sideways. It's like, what we really need to do is we need to kind of see, do we have something small like this, right? Are we going to have something little like this, and are we going to drive it in that? And actually, it's here. Let's put it on the right area. It's there. Are we going to use something as small as that for news? We could. That may be all we have, right? Ideally, if we go up and we put a new level in somewhere up here, that would be best case scenario. But right now, are we interested in taking this now? I mean, it's been hit here and it came up and hit it again, and it should fail. I mean, maybe with the 61.8 comes in, but this is all the time we have to come over. So I think really the best way to play this one is look at this one, look to see what it did for the hour and a half before. The hour and a half before the data comes out tonight. I mean, we just don't have enough news today to really drive this. There's nothing unless there's an unexpected headline driving this higher or lower. I just don't know. I would just wish there was more, but there's just not, right? So unfortunately, when you have these sideways markets, it's a lot of watching paint dry. Unfortunately, that's just the way that it is. Euro dollar. All right, so euro dollar kind of did one of these things that we don't like, right? It retraced it all the way back again, took some time, and then we started the base. You're like, really, really? So when you see a base like that before the level, you're like, okay, it hit the level, and what did it do? It came back and it used that same base, and this is why we don't like the bases. This is a perfect example of why we don't like it. So, this would have taken you out of the trade once it came back down. You're like, yep, not interested. And again, so this should not have been a sell, right? Once we had that base, and once we had this confirmation, again, it from this short, once it pulled down, you're like, nope, I'm not interested. You're not going to take a loss on this one because it absolutely should. There are buyers here, right? So it went back up and it's just kind of based in sideways. So again, this level probably needed to come out, right? Looking to see what we do with this one. I think right now we still have the 90, the 109.30 up top. We still have a level down below, which again is more target than anything else. This level of basing, again, it used it and pulled back and kind of went through. So again, we talked about that yesterday. Um, right now, I don't even think we can use this anymore because I mean, it hit it and went pretty deep. So I mean, right now, if you take this from like here to here, right, the most recent kind of move that we're in right now, you can see there are probably some buyers down there, and we know we have a little bit of a clearing to go. Do we take it long from here? I'd say you could potentially look for one. People that want to stay with the trend, but the big question is, can we make it through the reversal time at 10:30 today? Is it even going to pull back that far? Is my question, right? We may not even make it back to the 23 before we continue this push forward. And again, a lot of this is going to depend on, are we going to see dollar strength now, or was that just a small hiccup and now we're going to continue to see it? I mean, right now looking, I mean, this did not hit the 61. It got super close, but it didn't hit it. I mean, I guess depending on how your draw is, like you know, yeah, let's draw dead on. Maybe it is if I draw dead on, right? Ooh, it's really, really close. Maybe it's by less than a spread. Maybe you hit it to the pip. It would have been a very, very quick hit. I mean, you would have definitely had to front round that one. So, question is maybe, right? Maybe, right? Because there is I mean, that's this is one of those ones that you have the limit order for there. I mean, again, if you're trading the 61.8, it is one of those cases where you may have had the limit order and then didn't get filled and be like, this is bull, it's rigged. Why didn't I get filled? Right? Because it's just not enough pass to get in. Right. Um, so this is kind of what we're looking at right now. So maybe we get a pull to here. Right? Maybe 108.15. But the reality is that, do you love that zone? Right? We know that it's a 61, but do we love that zone? Was there an explosive movement out of it? Not really. I mean, European market took off here. We came back down 530. It retested it, but we know that the sellers are gone to there. So I mean, this is the level that you're sniping right there, right? Which is a little bit deeper than the 23.6. So a little risky, right? And again, seeing the dollar strength comes in. It is U.S. market times. This is when we see dollar strength roll back in, and maybe, like I said, you would have had to been really, really fast to get your order in first at that 61. Because I'll tell you right now, from high to low, once it starts retracing, once this is formed, there are computers that are sitting there grabbing this one, right? Because they know. And now everybody trying to chase it is helping them. So, it's there. I will say, we do have this level at 109.30. There is a little bit of a hiccup right here, right? And again, the original kind of formation is there, and it was pretty decent, but I like how it has that confirmation touch in there. It came back down, right? It went pretty deep, went down, grabbed those bars, went up, and then just collapsed. So I think depending on today, if we can get up, I think this could be a potential level for a reversal with some type of news, right? Before we push all the way up. Okay. But right now, there's nothing. There's not a whole lot in there, right? Euro pound. All right, so euro pound. We can pull this down a little bit. You can see no 23. A lot of chop back and forth in here. We're kind of hitting it again. I think this 88.21, I think is still a decent level. Again, it's still sitting between the 50 and 61, and people use that. But right now, we're kind of in the middle of two ranges. All the reasons down below, we did get down there at 3 o'clock this morning, but it actually pushed beyond this. So again, had you been looking to snag it here, it actually grabbed these guys right here. So again, profit target hit there. I guess we can use that to form the box. But I mean, right now, this is where you're drawing your curve, right? So only thing we got here is 80.21. I still like it. I still think it's decent. I like it that it's between the 50 and 61.8, but you're not using anything up in here, right? 1, 2, 3. Right, 1, 2, 3. There's just not enough being able to hold this one back right now. Okay. Euro yen. All right, so yesterday. What's Sunday? I'm sorry. Yesterday we were sitting right here and we said, hey, listen, look for a reversal. And it did. It pushed a little bit higher, and then at 1 o'clock is when it pushed back down again. It went where it should. So, the weird thing about this one, again, we said that this spike up here just kind of ruined a lot of this analysis. There is a zone right there, and I would say, if anything, again, this has already started to pull back a bit. It's hit it again, and pushed back down again. It is hitting number 3. I think it's a little bit more risky, but we are getting in the top third. Again, we're going to need a lot of help from the yen. There's a little front run zone there, which may... There's a little bit of a zone right there, right? That's the last time we've had a big push in price. It was 11:30 on Thursday last week. Um, I don't like necessarily Harry Potter here because of this drop base and then strong push down. Um, getting any help in this one. Look, the 23 did not save you. Boop, boop, and then it came back up. The 50. Look, I don't even care about the 50. Look at this. There's the base. Boom, boom, boom. So the 50 shouldn't hold. The 61.8 even down here is like, ugh. 78's in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, I mean, I kind of want to see this. So this is what I'm looking at right now. Okay, for Euro yen, I think there's a level sitting right here. I think we probably come up and bounce off of that one, right? I'm not looking for a sell until minimum of up here, right? I think it needs to move. I think this is a have some patience, wait for it to go that high. Why? Because you got to clear all this junk out. And again, it's been hit 3 times. It should go. This is a very, very small level. It's kind of a front run of 78.6. Could it bounce off of that one? Sure, it could. But until we break through this level, I don't know what the base looks like. So there's not a whole lot of room for that one to run to the top side. And then if you see, once we push up again, that should be some decent exhaustion to the top side. Because if it does rally up, it's about 125 pips. It's got a 73 pip 4-hour ATR. It's got a 191 daily. So it can absolutely chop that up, that high. And then we would expect to see some, a little bit of yen reversal back to the downside. There's just not a lot in this one, right? There's just not a lot of reason. So yeah, I think it's a 143. Just it's a wait and hold. Pound. There we go. You can see we had a nice little run up and then an immediate push back down again. So and then it did it again and back down again and then it did it again. It's like, yeah, it's breaking there. There's your four. Like there's your 1. There's your 2. There's your 3. And then once we hit this 4th one and went positive again, it's like, yeah, just get yourself out. Close yourself down early. So again, you didn't get a full profit on that one. This again, we knew it was a big seller up top. We hit it and went all the way back down. So, what do we do with this one now? We can move this up to the sellers here. Problem is, look, 1, 2, and 3. You could use this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's run this the other direction right now. Let's see, do I want anything here? It's probably a decent target for the 50 right here. Again, if you are short, this is a target here. Get yourself out before that level, before 122.73. It will reverse. I can take this one off because the 78 has been breached. A little bit. There's a little bit down here. It's probably on this. Probably target 1, target 2 is sitting right there. So if you're looking for 2 targets, those are probably your 2 targets. I'm trying to think what I've taken this, but 2, 3, 4. That's a decent short there. That holds again. Hip's new favorite song. What's only 15? So I like this one more for a long. Right there. 1 to 3 makes it goes. Um. So here's kind of my thinking on this one. So here's the original zone. Again, there was another push up there. There's not a whole lot back on the higher time frames. There is a base, and again, there was a confirmation. So again, there was a short here. Could have been there. You could have got into this one as well. It may have run down to the 1 to 3. It may have. Let's see. Did we get a 1 to 3? Yeah, we did. So it was a decent zone. So the 1 to 3 did come in. So there was a trade off of it. I didn't catch this one. I was hanging out with the boy last night. I had my little kindergartner kids. They were funny. Their helmets are as big as like half their bodies. They wear like youth small shorts, and they look like pants. So there was the trade out of that one. And again, that's 14 for 45. So nice little setup there. I didn't catch that one in the overnight. But the fact that we've had it touch here, here, and here, it's going up to number 4. If we can get a base through the top of that one, um, again, looking for a confirmation, there is room to the top side for another 14 for 45 ish. Actually, it says 13.9 to 42. You can see your ratio is 1 to 3 in that one. So I like the Harry Potter high. I think, looking at that, we have a clearing wick right here. This clearing wick took all this jump out of here. Once we break through the sellers right now, we should be able to run right back up to that tan line. And that's exactly where we are right here. So this is one of those ones where I would say, hey, listen, set an alert. If it comes through the top, again, it's going to be an alert that's green, right? Set an alert, look for a confirmation long, right? Um, and I think that's a decent runner to the top side. Again, with everything we got right now, this is one of the only setups that even looks half decent. Um, and again, this would be a target first, right? Would be that. Again, it's a little bit shy, 121.86. So that's one of the best looking ones we have right now out there, unfortunately. And again, it's not bad. 3 touches. This would be number 4. Maybe it hits on 4 and breaks back down again, which is fine. So the next time it comes through, we end up grabbing it. So yeah, it's an if this then that. Pound yen. There's what we drew yesterday. It hit it, it went back down. It hit it again, went back down again. So we said that we were expecting reversals, and we did. It's just not great. It's all right. Let's run it the other direction now. We haven't hit the 70, but we're really close. Let's run it and see if there's any. You can see boom, boom. People are like, "Oh God, get out!" Okay, we're good. Oh God, get out! Oh jeez. I think the same thinking. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've hit this 5 times. I think it's a nice to know. I think this is the level we look at right now. Watch out for. And again, you guys know I don't love the 786, but what are you doing? That's a really loud, obnoxious noise, bud. Oh, that's like a duck. Can you? No. Here. Have this. Oh. Oh, it's Mr. Potato Head. Here. Stop touching bird food, please. That's the best short I have. I don't like any of this anymore. It's already been up here a few times. It's not something that we're really necessarily interested in. So, 162.20 is I think the next place I'm looking for a short. Dollar CAD. All right, so dollar CAD. So yesterday we talked about it coming down, popping back up, and then going lower. We were talking about a little reversal. It went down to our target. We talked about getting long 136.41. You can see at this point we're absolutely out of the trade. We were looking for the short first, and then coming down to buy. Unfortunately, we missed the short. There's the long. So the long is out, and again, 3 o'clock in the morning. Right there's your 3 o'clock time frame. Right. So risking 10 to make 30, and bam, you're done. So has it really changed the trajectory whatsoever? Not really. I mean, the 78 is hit, so we can pull this one off. We can take it this way, and whoops, we can run it this way if you'd like. Right? You can see the poor people that try to get into the 23.6s. What happened? Didn't even slow down. It went back up, and it turned where it should have. That's exactly where it should have turned. It found the right level. Right now, we're kind of between, obviously, the sellers here, the buyers here. Again, this is an easy overnight trade for 30, so not really much else I can say at this point. We're in the middle. Now, the question is, will we deteriorate and go through that? The problem I have with this one is if it deteriorates and goes through, this is kind of what we're, whoops, this is what we're looking at. Whoops, not that one. Oh my God, right there. Is there any good basing strong pops out of that one? No, not really. So it's very, very hard to be able to take this because there's there's just not a lot there, right? Is this a racetrack? No, it is not this. This is what we would wish we had, but we don't. So it really needs to come a little bit lower, and we know we're pushing back down for the 135.85. So problem with this one is again, we knew that we had that yesterday. Again, it's the overnight is done, and now we're sitting kind of right in between the rock and the hard place. The hard place being kind of this basing level right there. Oops, right there. So again, that's where it should have turned. Again, actually, there's a little bit back there, but it makes sense where it is. So yeah, no pullback, which sucks. But you caught it in the other direction, so pull those off. If we come through, I would say that this probably does fail again, right? So the trade on that one is over. It went down and took a long time to get out of there. And again, it was in the overnight. Either of these two were open, and then the Europeans just really took this higher. So, eh. I think if we come in base in here, again, not so much a setup, but if we come in base here, I think this goes lower. It's pushed it to the brink. It rode here. It needed 2 attempts to get out. So again, that'll tell us what happens. I wish there was a short coming out of the other side, but there's too many little steps that we have to kind of chunk through. Dollar Swiss. So there's our dollar Swiss trade. And again, now this one is just kind of taken off. This one really started last night. Here's all the chop with the European session. So, I mean, it really, really started early. And what we said was this one, really, until we get up top, we don't have a whole lot. Yesterday, we're sitting here, and what do? We kind of tiered back down, and then we kind of tiered right back up again. So, in 24 hours, this one has moved 55, which we think would look great. But that's only because we really started to push kind of down, right? We were sitting, where we at? Monday. Sorry. We're right here. So it kind of did nothing. It went down a bit and then went up a bit and based, and now we're kind of clearing through. So we know we have the 15 here. I think the next area we're looking for is right around the 61.8. The trajectory hasn't changed; it's still sideways. And again, could it take a hit off the 61.8? It should. I would say yes because again, people will see that and be like, "Oh, now it's the 61.8." The only problem with it, again, there was your base. There's one. There's two. There's three touches. It was decent, so this one may take one more bounce. Whoops. We may take one more bounce off of this level. And if you're looking to get into that one, that would be at 92.41. But I'm really looking for this to go long with dollar strength coming back in once we start basing. And again, there is an alert on this one set in 92.50. Once we hit 92.50, kind of alert you that, hey, listen, we're messing with that 61.8. We've broken through the 61.8. We're fighting the buyers in here, and we're attempting to go for the racetrack. So again, it's a dollar long position once it breaks through 92.56. Again, the alert is just to kind of bring us back. But if it does bounce, will not be surprised whatsoever. It'll technically be the first hit of the 61.8, but looking at supply zones, again, it's already been hit 3 times before it took off, although the last one was a nice push. So again, would not be surprised if we have one hit push in, and the next time it comes up, that's when we go long. All right. But if you are looking for something today, this one is rather small. If you're interested in taking this one, 61.8, it's about 15 pips. Do I hate this one? No, not really. And the reason why I don't is because again, people that do trade more short-term fib technical based trading, they love the 61.8. That's like the golden number, right? They love that one. Like the 50 is the one, the less traded, but like the hidden number. Everybody knows the 61.8 as being a big pullback. The 23 and the 61 are the two biggest ones as far as retracements go. It does have this really nice push off of it. And again, that nice push was about 100 pips. It's got a daily ATR of 86. So there's definitely some sellers up there. So only because of this and the fact that it's the first time this is 61.8, I don't think it's a horrible base trade. So if you see a bounce off of that one, again, could be a nice little decent runner, especially if we have solid green going straight up. Now, dollar yen. Yesterday, there was our target. We hit it again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, no entry, no entry. We're looking for a confirmation to go long. We're looking for it to go up, base, and then pull back. There's got to be white space. Up and down in one candle does not count, right? So it's still there. It's still valid. I like it even more now because, again, we punched through. There's our 3. Our next time when we come up and we start basing, we pull the trigger on this 131.67. So, again, another one of those positions with dollar strength coming back in. And, again, yesterday we were sitting where? Right here. We talked about the yen reversing. in all the pairs, the Aussie yen, Euro yen, dollar yen, pound yen, and it did. It reversed back down again, and in the overnight, it kind of resumed its path. So, we're at 131. We talked about 131, 130 being big areas, even 132 being up here being big areas. Um, right now, we're kind of again, we're going to be stuck on this magnet for a little while. So really need to change direction. If you want to kind of look at, where tops and bottoms are, I mean, there's currently a top sitting right there, and the opposing side is right there, and we're kind of playing with this middle section right here, right, of the three. So we got to clear that before we can do much. So again, right now, that's what I'm looking for is a break coming through 131.67. Look for it to come up to 132.23. Okay. Yeah, so that's what we got there. What else we got here? TLT 104. Look at AMC. $4.05. Right? This is just crazy, right? All the way up. No. Here, go play with this out there. We cannot put balls on the keyboard. Bing. There we go. Go play, bud. Oh, that one's all over the place. All right. So this is what we got. So crude oil, we talked about our first profit target at 71.25, and you can see we went through that yesterday at 11:30. Now we did increase and we did go up, and we mentioned that this was an old level that was broken, right? And this was kind of the Harry Potter coming off of it, but it did have a very strong push. Now it did kind of go through and start basing and using it, so not so much as another entry here. It used it, and now it's trying to go higher with that 78 coming up. I would say right now the hard part about this one is, and again, when did that get stopped? Yeah, about 12:30. It was not off of a form zone. It was from an old broken zone in the past. That was again 1, 2, 3. Number 4 broke, and then we came up and touched it twice. We were kind of looking for it to hit and give us a kind of a long. It did. It hit and then started the base off the top of it. So it's kind of set for a long right now. Um, with everything that we're seeing, I would say that there is a small little zone right there. Um, this one's okay at the top. It's all right. I don't love it. This is the only confirmation we have. Let's see. How far are we from that right now? Mm, consumer confidence was good. Um, manufacturing was not as bad either. So it looks like Richmond was the good one. Oh, I hate when they do this. I wanted to see the past one. Obviously, we know that it's past, but it's like, I don't care about this. Show me. So they made an adjustment last time to 103. So obviously, if it was already at 103, this one makes sense to be up. Uh, Sorry, he hits buttons, and next thing you know, he ends up with like super sound. Pick up adjusted from last month. Yeah, it decreased. Up from February. Okay, so a little bit up, right? A little bit up, which is good. I think that's pretty. That's a pretty positive sign because with everything going on with bank failure. So, eh, I think 74.36 right now is the next time where we have any confirmed sellers coming in. We got a little bit of room to run, about $1 to go to the top side. Maybe with crude oil tomorrow, that gives us a sell point. We know we have crude oil inventories tomorrow. We'll get the API number today. That'll come in tomorrow at 10:30. So again, that's probably the only thing we have. I would say with consumer confidence good, this should continue to rally today. Particularly because again, we broke through this zone that was used before, and now it's becoming a bottom and we're starting to rally through it. So it's all right. Um, Natural gas again, just continuing its downcline, getting down to 202. We talked about this is more of one of those week long kind of swing positions, look to be short. And again, from where the week started, we were 213. We're at 208 right now. We were down at 202. I think again, 2 is the overall target for us to come down and base at. Not much to do with this one today, chopping back and forth, and we shouldn't have too much movement. Um, what? No, sorry, Melissa was messaging again. I'm not sure. Um, Yeah. So if we push back up, I think there's a few sell areas right now, but I don't think there's enough driving focus right now in natural gas. Again, consumer confidence is good. People will spend more money. It should rally up a little bit today. Looking at gold, you're seeing gold is again kind of came up. It's probably I wouldn't be surprised if it's sitting at a fib level. Actually, it's a little bit higher. Um, so right now where we are, I think there's one thing to be noted right there. Um, I'd say that that's probably the only short we have right now. If we continue to rally up, I think look at that, we actually be on 173 flat. Yeah, 1973. It's not bad. Right now, I'll tell you right now, it looks like it wants to reverse. We have a red, we have a green not as high, and we have a red trying to go lower. It looks like we could have a potential short coming in right here. Um, Again, confirmation's not there yet. It's got 15 minutes, but it looks like we may have a potential push back down. Now, I would assume looking at this in the basing, we've kind of got front run here and then hit it. I'm assuming this one won't have a lot of room to run. I'm assuming this one probably pushes down to here today. Again, if we get that confirmation coming in now, and it's close, it's fighting. If we can get it, I think probably 1949, right? 1949 is where that one's looking. It's all right? It's an all right spot. I don't know if there's going to be enough room in there to trade once we get the confirmation in, but that's what it looks like it's trying to do right now. I think right now this 50% draw right now at 173 with the confirmation is probably the best zone we have on this one. It would look something along these lines. And again, there's no major news, so this one typically needs a, oh look 1 to 3 dead on. So and it's fine. Yeah, I think that's that. I think that's what we're looking for the most part right now. Would be something along those lines. Okay. Silver. Silver just chopping back and forth. Look, we're right at the 23 mark. I expected it to hold. It may go up a little bit, may go down a little, but I think we probably hold 23 right now until we get any type of big news. There's just not enough news out there right now to act as a catalyst to kind of affect this one. What do we got Apple wise? Yeah, Apple pulling back. There are some buyers down here though. We do have some Apple buyers coming right here, so we're getting close to this 156. Finally, this gap down, fill the gap, continue to push. I'll tell you right now, the one thing I would worry about with Apple is this. Right there's 3 hits of that one with a little racetrack right there. I think there could be an Apple short call right here, somewhere in here, right? So could be an Apple call if we can break through 154. Tesla, kind of the same thing. I mean, we had this area marked, right? Should be a push back down. If we're able to break through 186, get down to 178. Yeah, look, VIX is it's up, but it's not. It's all red. We talked about it kind of tearing back down. Yeah, dollar's just rallying back up as well. So dollar's not doing much. Kind of use the 61. Oh, it'll run in the sellers here. So the dollar should kind of tear out, peter out here a little bit. If we can break that, we can get up a little bit more, but it's probably going to peter out a little bit. Well, the red is the high. Um, um, dollar's probably got a little bit more room to go. So we got here. Do we have any type of opening print for the morning? No, not really. 8:30, 8:45, 9, 9:15, absolutely zero movement. So no, nothing here. It's too flat. What? What? Here, you want this? No, you can't have that. Here. Oh, what are you watching? This is not Miss Rachel. Did you go down the dark hole again? Oh, why are you eating this? Here, here. Which one you want? Yeah. So no opening print. I mean, there was no movement. Um, Yeah, I mean it went up. I mean the 915 was green with a little pullback, but there's nothing in there. There's a little bit of a retest obviously here, but this is not. You don't want to be using this as a zone. There was a little retest at 3 yesterday, but nothing. Yeah, just no movement. I mean, look, it's just dead on. Look, 0.01, so not anything there we were interested in. NQ 915 930. I mean, it gave us the green 915 with the big red down. Unfortunately, Bubba, no. Stop. Nope. No. No. Don't touch. pulling the microphone cord out again. No, no, that's a microphone cord. We cannot touch the microphone cord. Um, there was some basing a little bit higher, but I would say that as far as an entry goes today, you would have missed any form of entry. There was only a little bit of a pullback. You would not have used this zone. You would have used that as for your confirmation. I guess you could have looked at that, right? And said, okay, there's my confirmation. It's a good zone, but the problem is it only made it up this far. So it didn't go in. There's just not enough movement. And now you can see that it's rallying back, even though it's the weakest. What have we got in here? Same stuff. 8:30, 9:15. Yeah, there's no pullbacks on this one. I mean, I guess you could have made a case and said, "Hey, listen, there's a confirmation right there." Problem is the 9:30 candle just kind of sliced through it. So maybe you took a loss on that one. If you were really trying to go into that one. I mean, it did go down in base where there was buyers, right? I mean, you had buyers. I mean, there's your touch right there, right? There's your touch. So kind of a risky one. Like, did you want to go to short? I mean, this should have went off of that. Yes. Right? Do you want to use? And this is not ideally what you want to use. I mean, I guess it did touch in the overnight. Um, yeah, just not enough room to really trade that one. I think this one is in a bad spot right now with this base right here. With that sitting there, being 10:30 or at 10:20, seeing this, it looks like YM could potentially roll to the downside, get more negative. So, yeah, not the best scenario right now for indices traders, right? I would say, especially with this, because we know that's sitting there. I would say, again, let's see. Yeah, 1 to 3 doesn't even take it to the open. Yeah, not concerned with that one. 1 to 3 doesn't even take it back to the opening price. So that's all it would need to do is just go negative just briefly. Okay. And then Russell. Let's see what we got into Russell. Nah, it's the same thing. Look, it's basing down here. I mean, you could say, hey, listen, there's a zone. Yeah, there's a zone, but oh my God, look how ugly that is. You don't want to trade off of that. I mean, did it hit it? Yeah, but come on. The amount of risk you have to take in that to have a good draw on it with a confirmation, you're not taking that. 8:45, 9, 9:15. It's red. You expect a green. It did give us the green, but come on. I'm not cherry picking that one. So I think this one is also having the same problems right now. You're sitting into a level where you have this. If you wanted to draw a box into that one, yeah, there was a confirmation there. That's what it ran into. And this one, it's a double bottom, right? It's a mirror bottom, so I'm not as concerned about a double bottom. Or that mirror bottom. I don't want to say double because people are like, oh, it's a double top, double bottom. No, not that. 1 to 3 is the line right there. So it goes basically right back down to the open. So, if YM and Russell, the two strongest ones up 0.2, right? All they got to do is go back to where the opening print was today. And there's your 1 to 3s for the day for both of them. So no opening print. These are all kind of more reversals than anything else today. And again, this is what lacking. This is why news is so great. Like, this is why we love news, right? It's like, give us real news, right? We want the volatility. We want the craziness, right? What we don't want is just no news, right? We want chaos, right? We want indecision. That's what we're looking for, and there was none of it today. So, wah, wah, wah. Yeah, unfortunately. And I hate weeks like this. It's like, give me all the crazy stuff that people hate, right? Give me all the stuff where people tell you, don't trade, it's too volatile, right? Anything could happen. Yeah, give me those. I love those days. Today, I mean, come on. The biggest mover out there, the pound yen, 7 pips in 24 hours, right? The biggest mover on the board right now is the dollar Swiss. What's that tell you? Right? When the dollar Swiss is the biggest mover, come on. Pound yen, 23. Daily ATR of 114. Right? Daily ATR of 114. And we moved 23. So, that's what we got for today. Tomorrow morning, again, make sure you watch out. We do have inventories tomorrow. We will have that API report. I kind of like the fact that oil is going up, and it should actually, because consumer confidence, when people are more confident, people tend to spend more money, right? So that's actually not a bad thing. But if it does go up in preparation for inventory tomorrow, that could be a nice little short. The biggest trade, again, we marked off a couple good ones. I do think, look at this Aussie one tonight. Look at this at about 7:30 tonight, 8 o'clock. You can do it at 8. Look at it at 8. See where you're bouncing off of. See if a level was formed during the day or if we've driven up to any of those levels. I think that provides a good opportunity. But besides that, again, this is just one of those weeks where we just don't have a lot of news. So the catalysts are a little bit short. With that said, let's go ahead and do our drawing. Wow, we're missing a lot of people today. Wow, I knew it was a low week, but we're missing a lot of people. Will, you weren't here yesterday. We're missing Debbie. No Ernest, no Debbie, no Eki, no Jeff. Man, everybody's on spring break this week. It's all right. Speaking of spring breaks, I looked at my available. I'm gonna give you guys like 30 seconds just in case anybody's just watching, trying to snake the end of it here. Um, I was looking at my availability tab for the boys' game this weekend. I have 6 kids traveling. Like I got one. I never checked the tab. I had one parent that messaged me, like, "Hey, we're gonna be going Wednesday to or Friday to next Wednesday, so we're gonna miss this weekend." And then another person, I was like, "Hey, why aren't you gonna be at practice on Friday?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm going away, coach, on a cruise." And then I looked at the tab. I have 6 kids missing. I was like, "Holy crap, 6 kids!" Thank God I stacked my teams heavy. Yeah, 6 kids. All right, so it looks like it's going to be another low volume day. Easy winner, right? I'm going to say easy winner because, again, the odds are in your favor. There's only 4 of you today. So, winner of today's drawing is Ernest takes 2. He's on a streak. Ernest gets his 100 today. Look at that. Look at this. Low volume day or low volume day. Ernest is like, "Hey, listen, I won yesterday. I'm gonna win today. I'm gonna claw back some of this space over here, right? You're gonna catch up on Sean because again, Sean's been slacking, so we gotta touch base with Sean. Be like, "Hey, where you at, Sean? Right, where you at?" All right, so that's it for today. I wish we had more, but there's just no catalyst out there to drive markets, so that's what we got. With that said, I'm out of here. Thank you for joining me today. I will catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And again, if you are looking to trade that oil, don't forget oil inventory. The API oil inventory report will come out at the close of business today, so may give us a little foreshadow of what we're going to see in the morning. With that, I'm out of here. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.